The scale tips from like hungry to horny
Yes.
to diarrhea at some point.
I can see you standing on the toilet, washing your hands. Hey, guys.
All dogs are gay and they all
Yes.
go to heaven.
Yes.
He pulled down his pants
And
and shooketh his genitalia.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond, an Is This Good Companion pod where we follow up on last week's episode, answer listener questions, and catch up with each other. The person I'm catching up with is, of course, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi, JD. Thanks so much for coming, though. It wasn't hard for you to come.
It wasn't that.
Oh, that's a weird phrase. That's a weird
boy.
phrase. Now, if you are watching this, I know you can tell that this is not the usual setup. We are in the Classic Factory. I am in Atlanta. I'm sitting so close to JD that I can't touch him. But if he reaches out his arm at the same time I reach out my arm, we can touch.
Literally touch.
But I wonder if you're just listening. Could you hear the difference? The timbre.
I think you can tell the difference.
Okay. Well, so even if you're not watching, you will know that I am here. And of course, we have JD's wife, Rachel, on the ones and twos. Let's see if she can get to her camera and unmute her mic quick enough. I'll stall for time.
How's that?
Hey.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Done?
And she
Good.
said 2 words. That's excellent. That's what we call a good start to the show. When we're done here, I'm going to see Tassie, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, I have to say it feels good to be back in Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, Atlanta has missed you. We have missed you.
Uh-huh.
And, doesn't this feel better?
To be next to each other?
Yes.
Yeah, I hope it shows in the recording or hears in the recording. I am unprepared.
Yeah, same.
I am hungover.
Me, not so much, but yes.
Got in last night, had one too many bourbons with Skeets and Nora. She gave me this water. This is Italian water, and she claims that when they were in Italy in their summer trip, that she was drinking this water and she didn't get hungover
Wow.
because of this water.
Interesting.
The minerality, perhaps?
Perhaps. The salt content? Is mineral water, obviously.
I mean, I don't know. It says natural spring water. It's called aqua panna.
Okay.
Aqua being water.
Okay.
Panna meaning bread?
Sorry. Did she bring a case of this back with her, or
No,
is this
you can get it in
available?
America. As you
readily
can see, it's
available?
all written in English.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I don't know if I'm just saying... panna like panna cotta. Cream? Is
Cream
this
water.
cream water?
It's cream water.
Well, that's not helping the hangover.
The aqua panna well, where traditionally Irish teenage boys, not Irish, why would they Irish teenage boys?
So what you're telling
No, but it
me...
is Irish teenage boys. They make the pilgrimage down to Italy,
down to Mecca.
down to the Mecca to jizz into the aqua panna.
According to legend. I mean, the Irish, they have the Blarney Stone.
They do.
That's what? If you touch it, you get married to the next person you see or something?
I think you just kiss it for good luck, but I could be wrong.
Okay. So that's the foreplay. You kiss the Blarney Stone.
Yes.
Then you do a jizz into the aqua panna well.
That's right.
It's like a game of ookie cookie that no one loses. We're all winners.
Well, as you take a swig, maybe you lost, but...
I couldn't help but notice outside that both of your cars have bumper stickers on them that say, "Please be patient, student driver."
Yeah.
So I guess, Lincoln is going through it?
Yeah, Lincoln and soon-to-be Jackson, yeah. Yep, they're both learning how to drive.
But why did you put a sticker on? That's my question. Because I don't know if you know this, but the properties of a sticker are such that once they're on, they are on.
Well, they're not
And they won't be
stickers.
student drivers forever. Oh, they're not?
They're not
Are they
stickers.
magnets?
They're magnets.
How do they work?
Great question.
I would say, honestly, kudos to whatever company is making those, because you have many bumper stickers on your car.
Yep.
On both your cars.
Yep.
One more than the other. I'm gonna guess it's Rachel's with the feel the burn. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Rachel, I hope you're unmuting yourself when you're laughing, because hey, people, I just want you to know she's been laughing And you don't know that. We know that. But if you're going to laugh, you have to unmute.
Yeah, just leave yourself unmuted.
Then you're going to catch all my heavy breathing.
You're muted.
No,
we can't hear that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my gosh.
There you go.
What did you just say? Repeat what you just said.
Then you're going to hear all my heavy breathing.
Okay, well,
true.
here's a simple answer. Stop breathing and start laughing. There you go. That's the pitter-patter of good times that we've been hearing and you haven't. Okay, so you got the magnets.
We got the magnets.
But they look exactly like bumper stickers.
They do. They do. They look permanent. It looks like we're driving instructors.
Who is more scared to be in the car with them, you or Rachel?
Probably me, I would say.
Well, I'm the only one that kind of drives with him.
So then why'd you need it on both cars?
Because, you know what, to be honest, it makes...
Hey, Rachel, why don't you do us a favor? Hit that camera over there.
Yeah. I knew this was going to happen.
Okay, well...
Could you just out of curiosity, do you think you could pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time?
No.
You know, in Rachel's defense, I walked in maybe 5 minutes ago. JD said, okay, Rachel, you sit here. She said, why? He said, because you're cutting and recording the show.
That's right.
She says, what? He says, I told you this. She said, yeah, I thought you were joking. He said, why would I be joking? It was a nice little domestic squabble before the show. That just got the energy up in the room. But Rachel's here. It's not her fault. She's never done it before.
Yeah.
But she's doing great.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you. I like the sticker
Back
on
to your camera.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I like the sticker on my car because even though they're not driving it because it's a stick, people are more patient with my driving.
Are they, though?
They can't see me until they pass me, and then they'll probably be pissed.
That kid, old.
Thank you.
She looks terrible.
Terrible driver. And yikes.
They're like, Bernie, bro. Honk. Wait, hold on. Student driver, though. I don't know.
All right, Rachel, why don't you kick the camera back over
sorry.
here, okay? You don't, on a film set, you don't point the camera at the grip, okay?
I wasn't
You don't
even
point
looking.
it at the guy holding the boom. You point it at Timothy Chalamet.
It's a classic crew mistake when you get caught watching the show. You get caught watching the show that you're on.
Like, God damn it. I've only ever listened to the show, but now that I'm in the room, it's simply electric. Yes, got to meet both your dogs, which is very exciting.
Right, and I introduced Cosmo at first.
Yeah.
And I introduced him as the shitty one. I did.
No, you didn't. I said the dog came up to me.
Yes.
Because dogs love me.
Yes.
And I started petting the dog, and the dog looked in my face with puppy dog eyes, and I said, oh, this must be the good dog. And you're like, no, that's the shitty dog. And then I was like, I honestly think you're being too hard on this dog. But then the other dog walked in, and I was like, within 30 seconds, I was like, oh, God, I hate to say it, but he's right. That other dog is... now, it's not a shitty dog. It is just shittier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I hear what you're saying.
It's not her fault. No, his fault.
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
No, not at all.
That the other dog is better. If you didn't have the other dog, you'd be like, this dog is great.
Well, I'd say he's fine. He's fine.
Just like if you didn't have the first kid, you wouldn't know the second one was worse.
That's right.
Right, Rachel? Rachel's... okay, now she's...
Well,
sorry.
no, he's always been like that with Cosmo. I recall Cosmo being up on the bed.
on.
Oh, Jesus. You don't need to see
Are we
my face.
releasing this, or is this just a tutorial?
It
We're gonna
might
put this on a different. It'll just be titled "Tutorial: How to Switch a Show."
Well, here it is. So, he had Cosmo up on the bed one time, a long time ago before Hazel, and I thought he was being lovely to Cosmo. He just said, "Oh, Cosmo, you're up here, ruining everything."
That's right. He was ruining everything.
Oh, I thought that was a nice moment.
No.
It wasn't.
It's just nothing but sarcasm.
And look at that. Look at the way she clicked the camera back.
That was really good.
That is
That was really
amazing.
good.
I was driving. I Ubered over here, and when I come to your place, I pass my old therapist's office from when I lived in Atlanta.
Okay.
And I always I have this thought. I'm like, is it insane to be like, hey, I'm in town?
I don't think so.
I know everyone thinks that their therapist loves them and that they're the favorite patient, but maybe this is going to sound crazy, but I really do feel if I got in touch with her, that maybe she would want to meet up for a okay, as I'm saying.
Like a coffee?
That does sound
Oh,
insane.
I thought for a session.
Oh, right.
Maybe if she starts the clock.
No, I can't have a session with her because it's been 4 years since I last saw her.
Right.
And I don't want her to know all the ways in which I've failed.
Right, but
because the last thing she saw, she was like, all right, well, you're all fixed.
Right.
We're ending our time together because you're moving across the country. Mm-hmm. And I'm just so happy with the progress you made, and I'm just so excited for what's about to come.
Just so goddamn proud of you, Matt.
Yeah, and
Get out there, and she slapped your ass.
Yeah, you know, if I was gonna go and I was gonna be like, wow, everything we worked on together, I've put it into action, and now I am the most successful podcaster in the world. That would be one thing.
Yeah, that's coffee worthy, I think.
Yes, then she can go tell her therapist friends, like,
exactly.
You're not going to believe this.
I had a single triumph in my entire career, and it's Matt Austin.
I think she's very good. I think she's old, so
Okay.
she's probably had some successes. But it's like going back and seeing an elementary school teacher,
Right?
They always love to see their old students.
Do they?
Well, I think the ones that I had, because I went to the same school from the 1st grade to the 11th grade,
Right.
like if I go back for a high school reunion and the teachers are there, they're like, oh my God, Mark! And I'm like,
Close enough.
well, yeah. But they're like, did you ever join an NGO and save the world like you said you would?
Back to the therapist.
Back to my therapist. Okay, well, I'm not going to get in touch with her. But
that's
she also
a shame.
doesn't, she only has like a landline.
Oh.
And she doesn't answer it, so you have to leave a message. So by the time she gets it.
How old is she?
She is, well, you see, this is tricky. I don't want to say an age that's older in case she's listening. Okay. I was going to say she's in her late 60s.
Only a landline? She must be in her 70s or 80s.
No, but from a professional perspective. Like, I don't have her home phone number.
Oh, yeah, okay. I gotcha.
All right. What was it? The other thing I was thinking of. It happened maybe a week ago at this point, but I do think we need to talk about the 48 Oyster lady in honor of me being in Atlanta. And you're looking at me with a blank expression, so I'm going to have to explain this to you. There was a lady that did a TikTok that was like, hey, I'm going out on a date. And, like they just do like a follow-along kind of video that they're going to edit together and release. Those. So I see it's going like everyone's talking like, Twitter's like 48 oysters, 48 oysters, 40. Right. I'm like, why is everyone talking about 48 oysters? And I see the video, and the woman is walking into Fontaine's in Virginia Highlands.
Okay.
Where I think like we've been there together. So immediately I'm invested.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I've been to this bar. Mm-hmm. And she goes in. She's going on a date with a dude. Yeah. She has, I can't remember if she had met him before, but in any case, they're on a date. And she's got her phone out, and she's like, I have to get the oysters. So it's like Oyster Tuesday, and it's a dozen oysters for $15, which is a very good deal. Very good deal. So she got, they come in those trays. So she gets one tray. She films herself slurping it up, and then she's like, they were so good. I had
the date's there, though.
Yeah, the date's there across the table. But you don't really see him very much. Okay. And then she's like, they were so good, I had to get another one. So she gets another tray of oysters. And then I couldn't stop myself from getting another one. Mm-hmm. And then she gets another one. So the funniest thing, and I wonder if they do this on purpose, because obviously the $15 dozen oysters is a loss leader for them, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a Tuesday. They're just trying to get people in the door. So they hope you order drinks, order something else off the menu.
Right.
So I think they do this on purpose to shame the people, to stop them from ordering the oysters. They don't clear them. So they just start stacking so people around go like, look at that. Here's the other thing. The man does not eat a single oyster.
Really?
This woman houses 48 oysters by herself. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I get why everyone's saying 48 oysters. But then she goes, and then I was like, what are we eating? And then it's like shows her looking at the menu, and then she's like, she gets a side of potatoes, she gets some crab cakes.
God damn.
All the while she was like taking down lemon drops. And then here's the twist to the story, is the guy goes to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And never comes back.
Yeah.
And then so in the video, she's like filming the bill. She's like, how are you going to get up to go to the bathroom and never come back? And then she puts money down, and then she shows, like, she texts the guy and like basically like the nerve.
Yeah.
How could you do this? And then he texts back. He's like, I invited you out for drinks. I am willing to Venmo you for the drinks. So a couple of like funny things from it. So then she posts this like thinking, oh, everyone's going to be on my side.
Yeah.
But then everyone's like, I don't know, lady, like the guy invited you out for drinks.
Right.
You ate 48 oysters. Mm-hmm. You had the crab cakes. You had the potatoes. You had at least 3 drinks.
How much are the oysters again?
$15.
So times how many? 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's $60.
That's
I'll do the math
$60.
for you. Yeah, but I mean, first of all, aren't you like? It's a little embarrassing to be eating alone, isn't it? Like on a date, just to be like, you asked me out for drinks.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, are you hungry? You say no.
Right.
Because maybe the date is at like a non-meal window time. Maybe it's at 3 p.m. or something.
Okay. But she's hungry, and they're cheap oysters.
Girls gotta eat.
First date?
Girls gotta eat. We don't know if it was.
I can't remember if it's the first date.
It's gotta be first or
yeah,
or close to the first.
So then the other thing I'm thinking is like, she's on her phone the entire time. When is she talking to him?
Good point.
Like, if you watch this video, I mean, I guess it would have been good if you had seen it before.
Did you send it to me? I don't think you sent it to me.
I did send it to you. I did send it to you.
That's
and also,
on me.
You're on the internet every day.
I know,
you didn't
but
see anyone talking about 48 oysters?
I didn't.
Well, the story doesn't end there because literally on my way here, Jill sent me a picture from Twitter, and it was like this woman saying, I went down to Fontaine's where the girl had 48 oysters today, and the line was out the door. The bartender said she's made so many lemon drops. Look how long the line is outside.
Oh, my God. This is because of the video. Wow.
Yeah. And this isn't a good bar, I wouldn't say. It's like
it's fine.
It's almost like a bit of a college-y. Like that area's like just graduated from college.
Right.
You went to UGA, you moved there kind of area. Or at least that's what it used to be. Been gone for a while.
But if it was me, though, if I was the guy, and this is just my stupidity, really, I'd be like, this girl's going to be so horny because of all these oysters.
It tips. The scale tips at some point. The scale tips from, like, hungry to horny to diarrhea at some point.
Well,
and she's throwing Tabasco on those babies.
Yeah. But the lemon drops.
Lemon. Oh, and she's squeezing lemon. So it's like, I don't know, the acid. Maybe the acid is neutralizing.
Maybe that's what the potatoes and crab cakes were for. She's like, I got to settle this down before I get my F on with this guy who went to the bathroom, and that was it. He kind of blew it, actually.
I mean, I've never had 48 oysters in a sitting. I think I could if I needed to. But I'm telling you that I would not be horny after. That is not the feeling.
I feel like that might be a wives' tale, no?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, it's like probably like Big Oyster was like, how do we move these fucking shitty phlegmy things that look like someone
looking
coughed
fish?
Oh, and not only does it look like mucus, but to open it, you will have to stab your hand. You know what I mean? Like, but hey, anything for a boner. So they interviewed the bar's manager because it went viral. This is obviously the most important story happening in the world. So we needed to get some boots on the ground reporting. I forgot to say, so then the other thing people were upset at her about is she way undertipped. I think she tipped $10 on this whole order.
All right.
And you know, like undertipping gets people's dander up. So this, I guess, all right, so they interviewed the owner of the bar. She said, people have been roasting this poor girl. Kelsey Flanagan, the Oyster Bar's manager, told Rolling Stone magazine. Oh my God, Jan Wenner. How the mighty have fallen. Well, actually, he did. Yeah, you think Jan Wenner is somewhere being like, why did I say those horrible things? I could have stopped this article from coming out. I'm so fucking embarrassed. So Kelsey says, it comes out in the wash. Some people tip great, some people it's regular, but she was nice. I just hope she's not getting too much flack. She added that eating the number of oysters was, quote, nothing new for us, noting that women had once ordered 6 lots of a dozen oysters each, and during an oyster eating competition, one put away 15 plates of the shellfish.
Wow.
Quote, I will say, it has been a minute since a single female ate that many, Flanagan told the magazine. But then, she was eating crackers and things like that. But yeah, she put it away. It's pretty impressive. I mean, it does almost make you wonder, is this fake? Is this a stunt? I mean, if it is, it's genius, and they deserve all the new patrons they're getting.
Yeah.
But I think
why
it's
would
real.
they do the twist of the lack of tip? No,
I think it's real. I do think it's real. Wow. And it's like, it's so funny how now, like, with social media, like, put 1,000, like, of the best marketing executives in a room.
Yeah.
And Fontaine's is like, hey, guys, we really got to get more people in here. It's super slow.
Right.
And they're like, okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to have something called $15 dozen oysters on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
We're going to let that go for like 4-6 weeks just to people get interested in it. Then we're going to have this. I mean, it is genius, but there's no way anyone could come up with that.
No.
What could be the equivalent for us to make this podcast go viral?
Bring in the oysters.
Bring in the oysters. Next show, we will be each eating a dozen oysters. Well, I mean, that's some ASMR.
Sure. God. Oh. Have you ever shucked an oyster?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You got to have... you have to put like a cloth over your hand.
Yeah.
Because you will stab your hand
100%
through. Yeah. And look at that. The shucker looks like a blunt edge, but it'll go through your... I guarantee you, like, emergency room visits from knife or something in person's hand.
Totally.
Like, I'll see people use like a Phillips screwdriver and things like that.
Yeah.
I was like getting on the plane and I was like, we've talked about flying so much. There can't be anything new that will happen on this flight that will be worth talking about. But I'm always surprised. A thing I've never heard on a flight.
Okay.
When they were bringing the carts down the aisle, the pilot got on the intercom and said, as the flight attendants come down the aisle, please remove your headsets or earphones so they can communicate with you quickly and clearly.
Mm-hmm. I've heard this.
Oh, you have heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, this is new for me. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Not just because obviously everyone's had headphones on since 1960 in an airplane. Like, there's always been movies.
Yeah.
But I guess it's now we're just ruder.
Yeah. 100%.
Right.
And they're noise canceling sometimes.
Oh, that's interesting. They didn't have the Bose in the Pan Am days.
Yeah. I mean, from my perspective, I am so hyper aware of that goddamn cart. Like, there's no way I'm missing it. I take off my headphones like 3 rows ahead of me just to make sure that they don't miss me.
Right. No, exactly. But I was like, okay, there's no way that this is going to be relevant, right? I was like, people can't be that rude that they're not taking out their headphones to speak to a human being. Especially because it's not like a situation where maybe you have your AirPod in and you go into the coffee shop and like, you just got off a call or something.
Right.
Like, if you have headphones on a plane, you are 100% listening to something.
Yes.
So, sure enough, the cart comes to me. I'm in the aisle. There's a person in the middle and then a person at the window. Mm-hmm. And we all have headphones on.
Right.
And the grown man sitting at the window, the cart person comes and, they'll go window, middle, aisle in terms of taking requests.
Yeah.
The guy literally does not take his eye off the screen. And he goes... Coca-Cola. And the woman goes, what? Coca-Cola. I mean, it's a plane. It's loud.
Yeah.
She turns to me, because my headphones are out, and she says, can you tell me what he's saying? Because I cannot hear him. It's like, I understand how frustrated they get, and now they have to make this announcement because people are such dicks. And then the guy next to me goes, I mean, I don't mean to make fun of people that, English, for whom English is a second language.
Right.
But then she goes to him and she's like, drink. He's like, oh, water. And then she's like, okay, we have cookies, oat bars, sun chips, and almonds. And he goes, sweet. She's like, what? He's like, sweet. I want sweet. She's like, the cookies? He's like, it's sweet. She's like, Fucking Jesus Christ! Just hands him the fucking Biscoff. God. Was he Borat? No, but
Yeah. Would you?
Borat is the most polite.
He is
the most polite foreigner accent to do. I think
so
because it's nebulous.
It's not.
Well, Kazakhstan is a real place, but Borat.
Yeah.
Some combination of Hebrew and Polish, so I think it's okay.
So did you get a sweet and a Coke?
I said. No, I said crunchy. She said, "Oh, you want the Sun Chips?"
Yeah, Sun Chips, my go-to too. What was the guy watching? That's what I want to know. What was so engrossing?
You want to know what he was watching?
Yeah.
Because of course, we always talk about you can't help but look over and see what other people are watching. I wasn't watching anything, by the way. I was working, responding to emails.
Wow.
I'm at inbox 0. Baby, finally I did it. I only had to pay $20 to do it and be locked in an airplane with nowhere to go. He was watching, I think it's called 65. Do you know what that is?
No.
That's remember that Adam Driver movie?
Oh.
Where it's no one saw it?
65 million years ago. It's how did the dinosaurs go extinct? Adam Driver came down in a spaceship and
killed them all. Is that what they're?
I think that's sort of.
I didn't get that.
I think it's how did humans get here? It was Adam Driver in a spacesuit. I don't know.
Well, if Adam and Eve.
Wow.
Adam Driver. Do you think his name's Adam Driver in the movie?
Fuck, I hope so.
Or maybe his name's Adam Ineve. INEVE. But so he goes back in time. That I know for sure.
Yeah.
Because he's got a spaceship, and I think they get there, and they're like, "Oh, where are we?" And then they see a dinosaur.
Right.
And there's a young girl with him, I think.
Okay. This is all based on the trailer or what you saw?
No. I was looking over every now and then.
Okay, all right.
Because I was I do want to see a dinosaur.
Yeah, same.
I always want to see a dinosaur. Yeah. And the one I saw, the effects look decent, I think.
That's the perfect airplane movie. Just something
maybe I'm going to watch it on the way back, and I'll give a full report.
Yeah, please. I had an incident on the airplane. We were in New York last week.
Oh, is this the story? Not to hype it up.
It's not a story, really. It's not a story. Don't hype it. But I've my rule of checking bag. I always check a bag. Always.
Yeah, which is
always. And this is why. This is what happened to me.
You're going to New York for 2 days.
I know. And I was muling some stuff for our man Jerome.
Sir, did you pack this bag yourself?
I did not. Well, I kind of did. But anyways, he had a pair of shoes and a couple of shirts. He just had it shipped to my house, which is fine.
Uh-huh.
So I had, a bigger case than I would have taken. But anyways, it was still carry-on. That's not the point. The point is never take on carry-on. Always check a bag. That's my thing. If I can't fit it under my seat, I'm not taking it on the plane with me. Because this is what happened. I got tied up, so I didn't board in my zone, and then
What were you tied up with?
I had to take a dump.
Are you won't take a dump on an airplane?
Absolutely not. I've never done it.
Is it a cleanliness issue or a space issue?
It's space and general embarrassment.
Embarrassment?
Yeah.
It smells bad already.
I know, but I don't want to be the cause of it.
I just pooped on the airplane on the way here.
Yeah, but that's a 5-hour flight or a 4-hour flight.
Yeah, but I could have helped. The thing I don't understand, and if it's because I'm more slight of build, then that's fine. If it's because it's for me, I go in there.
Yeah.
It's like I'm staying in a Four Seasons. Bathroom is huge.
Wow.
I'm like Stuart Little in there. I'm like, the toilet is a pool.
I can see you standing on the toilet, washing your hands. Hey, guys.
The sink is an ocean. So my thing is always it's the best place to go to the bathroom because what else are you doing? If I don't do it then I'm going to have to spend time when we land going to going in the airport.
Okay, so it's like a big time saver?
Yeah. I mean, when you land, I'm like, I want to get to Phil and Norris.
Okay, listen, if I have to take a dump before I get on a plane, I'm taking it before I get on the plane because also, what am I doing? I'm just waiting for the plane.
I say save it up.
save it up and unleash it on the plane.
Drop the payload.
Yeah. Anyway, so I got on a little late, so all the fucking baggage was full. So I had to go all the way to the back of the plane to put my stupid bag.
Oh, so you did take a carry-on.
I did.
Okay.
And I was furious because here's the thing.
Yeah.
At least 4 people around me had 2 items up in the carry-on thing.
Okay.
So I was taking up space for my carry-on.
Now, was the second thing something that could have fit under the seat?
100%.
No one's doing this, by the way. They're telling everyone, do not, if you have a personal item, do not put it in the overhead. They're telling everyone this, and everyone's doing it.
Yeah. And so I was in row 19. It's a 40 rows or whatever. I had to wait till every fucking person got off that plane before I could go back and get my... And I'm like... And if I had just checked my bag by the time you have to pass by the baggage carousel anyways, it would have been right there.
No.
It would have been right there.
I really disagree. It would not have been right there. It would not have been right there, and they would have lost it. I was like,
they wouldn't have lost it. It was a direct flight from New York to Atlanta.
You think that that the only time they lose bags is when there's a connection? These people are very creative in the way they lose baggage.
Well, listen, I've lost bags before, and I lost one going to Europe, and I didn't have it for 8 days while I was in Europe, and I'm still now I'm back, baby. I'm checking everything.
Why didn't you if you knew you were late getting on? Why didn't you just gate check it?
I should have
been more than happy.
I passed by her, and you know why? Because I was like, there's people behind me, and they want to get on. Like there was maybe 3 or 4 people behind me, and I was just like, I don't want to hold them up.
Yeah, you get a lecture from her, sir. We made 7 announcements.
I know
it was a very full flight. But I have the anxiety, though, of what you're just describing.
Right.
Now, on Delta, because I have an American Express card, not to brag, it is the worst American Express card.
Still.
Don't tell my therapist. She said, by the time you come back, you're going to have a platinum card.
Wow. You're still riding that gold?
I'm still riding that gold.
Yeah, same.
First of all, it's so stupid that I still have this Amex because Delta is not even good flying out of LA.
Oh, it isn't? Oh.
I mean, it's okay flying here, but when I go home, it's Air Canada.
Right.
Anyways, what's in your wallet? A shitty card that I don't really need anymore.
But here's the moral of the story. I sat in that seat knowing that you were fucked. That in 2.5 hours, I was going to have to wait for everybody to get off this plane. And it was on an aisle as well. If it was on a window, I would have been kind of okay with it because I could have just sort of put my hat down and just sort of sat there till everybody. But then I had to fucking finagle my way around, let everybody off around me, and then find a spot to hide.
Yeah, no, people just think that you need assistant. Like, people are just like, oh, that's so sad. That man needs a wheelchair to get off this plane.
Yeah.
So I was saying on Delta, I have main cabin 1.
Okay.
All right, so I'm never nervous because as long as I stand there waiting, they say main 1, boom, I'm in there. There's always space. But when I fly Air Canada, I'm in the lowest tier, and then I get major anxiety, and I'm like Jekyll and Hyde in my head. I'm like, check the bag. And then I'm like, no, that's the whole fucking point. That's why I packed it. If I was gonna check a bag, I would have packed in a much bigger bag.
See, all this stress would have been not stress.
No, because I lost 2 bags and I'm never going back. I found the biggest size of carry-on that you can possibly get.
So you're part of the problem.
No, I'm not part of the problem. It fits in. If it fits, it sits. So I don't feel. Feel bad.
as long as it's the only one you're putting in.
Yeah, and then I put my knapsack. What am I, 12? I put my book bag under the seat in front of me. Now, people might say, look, your legs are short. That wouldn't bother you.
But shut the fuck up to those people, honestly. I'm 6 foot. I put shit under that thing all the time. Who gives a shit? Honestly.
I mean, tall people?
I'm tall.
Okay.
Suck it up.
I don't really know why does it prevent your feet from being there though? Like you know what I mean? It doesn't, right?
It doesn't. You just can't put it under.
Up. They're just leaning on it.
Granted, it is more comfortable slightly to put your feet under the seat in front of you. But if it's really that important, check your goddamn bag. Check it.
Yeah, I know. But I want to be angry at people, but they've disincentivized us so much from checking bags that I understand.
But it's okay. Anyways.
All right. Well, it's making everything worse. All right. So your story was you had to wait at the plane for everyone. I mean, honestly, that is very frustrating.
It's very frustrating, and I wish I could have just been angry about it in the moment that I was waiting to get off, but I wasn't. I was angry about it.
Did the guys wait for you?
Well, they never wait. We never wait. This was on the way back.
Oh.
So even more reason to check the bag.
I just want to get home to see my very cute dog and my shitty dog.
That's right.
What about New York? Anything interesting happen?
Some fun stuff. We went to Comedy Cellar. There's a lot of work actually. We spent all Wednesday just in the New York Times building, which was very exciting.
Was it cool?
It was very cool. Very, very cool. And we had New York Times people talking to us and stuff.
Like people you knew? Oh, I guess not like authors.
Well, people I know from Slack,
Cool. So this was just like support staff, let's say.
No.
Managers.
There's a couple of Pulitzer Prize winners whose names are escaping me. The producers of The Daily.
Michael Barbaro?
No, Barbaro wasn't there.
Oh my God, I've heard these names so many times. Give me a second, I'll come up with it. Is it a guy?
There was a guy. There was a woman as well.
This would be honestly a great trivia question at trivia night.
Yeah.
Like, the one we used to go to that, like it would have a bonus round where it was a little more open-ended.
Yeah.
And it was like, bonus, name as many people that work on The Daily as you can. A not Chakravanian. I want to say that's a one.
No.
Who else we got there? Well, there's the woman that does it when Mikey B's off.
That's Stephanie? Is that her name?
Pretty sure it's not.
Samantha? She was today. Anyways.
I swear, if I wasn't hungover and I had chugged all this Aquapana, I would be able to remember.
The hangover should be gone by now. I was very hungover that day because we went to the Comedy Cellar the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like a meet and greet sort of cocktail party as well.
A mixer.
Old fashions did flow.
So this was cocktails were on offer.
Cocktails were on offer.
This isn't just beer and wine.
No. This was.
Is this also in the New York Times building?
No, this was in a restaurant close by. And then we went to the Comedy Cellar.
Did you sit first row?
No. We just made it in time. Jared was holding our spot. We were on the waiting list.
Yeah.
And we arrived right when they called our names. It was perfect.
Okay. But main room, because there's like three of them.
We were in the original room, which is the best room. But it was not great, though, I have to say.
I have to say, the Cellar has been disappointing the last couple times I've been there.
They had a secret celebrity guest.
Ooh.
Try to think of...
Ooh, a little masked singer. Okay, give me some hints.
Okay. This would be somebody that you would absolutely 100%, if I know you at all, you would be not interested in seeing this man do stand-up at all.
Okay, well, is he a stand-up comedian?
Barely.
Okay, so it's just a famous person that's like...
He is considered... It is a he, and he is... he started stand-up very, very young, and then got a stupidly big break.
Interesting.
And very, very famous.
Howie Mandel?
No, Howie Mandel, you would be excited to see.
Sorry, I don't want to see him blow into a...
Rubber glove?
Rubber glove.
You think he's still doing it?
I don't know.
You might.
No, he needs all those rubber gloves to put on because he's a germaphobe, so he can't waste them.
That's right.
He cannot waste them.
Wow.
So this person was a stand-up when they were young. Then he got famous doing what? Can you tell me that?
A very famous sketch comedy show.
Okay, so I'm thinking SNL.
You would... That's a good guess.
Okay. Oh, was it... is that person currently on the cast?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to say it would be... old person from SNL that I don't give a shit about. Mikey Day. I don't know.
Now, here's another hit. He's not old. He's young.
I just need you to tell me, unless you give me a really good clue for this next one.
It's Pete Davidson.
Oh, Petey. I mean, he's a stand-up. Was he bad?
Awful.
Okay.
But you know what, though? It's the Cellar, so who cares? Like, he'd try and shit out.
Yeah.
He was on SNL that Saturday.
Yeah.
But it was...
With Taylor.
Was Taylor on?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Oh, I think that was the one she was on. She last second showed up.
Oh.
It was a big to-do. With Travis, of course.
Yes.
We can discuss if we think their relationship is real in a second, but finish your story.
That's the end of the story. He was the worst of the night, by far.
You know, our very own Jay Skeets, who I just realized I've been calling Phil this entire time. Well, when I'm staying at their house, he's Phil.
Yeah.
But as soon as I step into this room, he's Jay Skeets. That's on me. He saw Pete Davidson when in Atlanta, like on a very early like Pete Davidson tour. It might even be pre-SNL or just when he started.
So he would have been 18.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I would say this was 2014.
Okay.
And he said it was the worst stand-up he's ever seen in his whole life.
I would say that the set that he did, again, it's the Comedy Cellar on a Tuesday night, early show. So that's when you try shit out. Actually, the late show is when you really try shit out. It was the worst I've seen in years and years. Since being at an open mic night in Toronto with some random. You know what I mean?
Okay, but explain this to me. Like, if let's say your favorite director, who is... Martin Scorsese.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Definitely not Martin Scorsese.
If Martin Scorsese told you to watch a movie, you would believe him more than a guy on a bus telling you to watch a movie. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Because you're like, this guy's an expert, right? Yeah. So how come all stand-up comedians love this guy? Like, he tours with John Mulaney. He just toured with Jon Stewart and John Mulaney. Yeah. It was a triple bill. Mulaney, Pete, Stewart.
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
I don't know. Behind the scenes, he's probably the most likable guy in the
world.
And obviously
I feel bad. Like he seems like a cool guy, and obviously he's been through a lot. I mean, also he's had some very, very good things happen to him.
Yeah.
But actually, that's probably what it is. Because Jon Stewart's very involved in the firefighters, the 9/11 firefighters thing, and that's how Pete Davidson's father died.
Yeah.
So that's. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but could be why he's on his radar. Mulaney.
Okay.
They both struggle with addiction.
Okay, sure.
There we go. Came up with the answer. It's nothing to do with comedy.
There's Stewart is funny.
Yeah.
Mulaney is funny.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson, I don't find him funny.
I know, but I think we're too old.
Perhaps.
Because it seems like people that are like maybe 30 and under like him.
Yeah.
So maybe he's operating at a frequency that we literally cannot hear. I don't even think... do you think your dogs could hear it?
Barely. Listen, I will say this as well. It's not like he bombed. Like, people were laughing.
Then it's fine. I mean, look, you get up there and you're famous. You get like 30 seconds of leeway. Because people are just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
But then after that, like, you do have to deliver.
Yeah. And I don't think he delivered, but I don't know. Trey was laughing, but Trey's a very generous laugher.
That's true.
And Skeets, he was also laughing, so I don't know.
We're talking about Taylor Swift. I actually don't want to talk about her and Travis Kelce at all.
We can't get the Swifties after
We
us.
can't. No. I don't even have anything bad to say. By the way, let's put on King of Staten Island when we're done here. See if the dogs howl.
Actually, not a terrible movie, I have to say.
No, it's not bad.
It's fine.
Good Bill Burr
Not funny, I'll tell you that.
It's not very funny.
No.
Not very funny. Okay, yeah, I was thinking, because obviously we're just inundated with Taylor Swift, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You know how, like, she's sort of famous for dating famous guys, and then they break up, and then she writes a song about them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know that she wrote a song about John Mayer called Dear John. A little on the nose. Or I don't know. In fact, don't get angry at me if I'm not 100% right about this. I don't know that much about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But I do know that All Too Well, which is her big, it's the big fan favorite, and she put out, when she re-released Red, she put out a 10-minute version of it that everyone's freaking out about, because everyone's already been scouring the original song for, like, clues. It's about Jake Gyllenhaal, and...
That's a fact, for sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if she's come out and said it, but
okay,
it is a fact. There's
on.
A red scarf involved.
Oh.
You've heard about the red scarf.
No, I have not.
Oh, you don't?
I don't know any of this.
He doesn't know about red scarves. He doesn't know about 48 Oysters. What is this guy doing? All right. So then my question is, and by the way, it's a very negative song. Jake Gyllenhaal does not come out of it looking very good.
Right.
My question is,
why though? What did he do?
Well, here I am. I'm a crumpled piece of paper on the floor. I didn't prepare enough. I looked at the lyrics.
Taylor?
Yeah. It's a good song. I have to say, it is a good song.
Okay. I must have heard it in my life.
Okay.
At some point.
I'll do a Google while I ask you this question, which is, would you want a song written about you? Like, would you want to be famous for having a song written about you, but the song makes you seem like a dick? But it's still, like, pretty fucking cool to be like, this song that everyone loves is about me.
Right. No, I don't think I would want my song. Unless it's You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette.
Oh, but Dave Coulier hasn't really, like, has he owned that? That is a really good example.
As far as you know, that song is about me.
I mean, similar age, both Canadian.
Yep.
Living in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Rachel.
Yeah.
Why don't you put the camera on yourself and tell us how you would feel if you just truly found out that You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette was about your husband?
I guess I have no words. No camera necessary.
Okay. Well, good. That was worthwhile. Let's see. How far are we into the show? All right, we're great. Time to do some housekeeping. Thanks for supporting the show on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/isthisgood. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to surprise you with a fact right now.
Okay.
You might be asking yourself, why are you saying that? This is a Patreon show.
Yeah.
The only people listening to it have already subscribed.
Right, because I've been fast and loose with some pretty raunchy humor. And
that you don't feel good about. Yeah, well, so what I was going to say is, like, I kind of feel bad. We're never together. We've never done the show, you and me, at a table together.
Okay. So you want to release this?
Well,
general public it.
Yeah, would it be rude not to? But then it's also rude to the P-Hounds. But I will say, the P-Hounds, the people that have supported the show, they're more understanding than the rest of the heathens that listen to it and don't support us. So I almost feel, it's like how you feel safer insulting your family almost.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So P-Hounds are my family. I feel like they're going to understand if we push the Patreon episode a week.
Okay, that's fine.
It's fine? Okay. So if you are listening to this, now would be a great time to go to patreon.com/isthisgood and do a free trial. And then you can listen to next week's show.
Right.
Which will be even better than this one.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know if this has been good because it feels so different to me than when we normally do it. I don't have a handle on it.
No, it's very hard to tell. But I'm telling you it's better because you're in the same room.
Well, Rachel, you listened to the show before. What do you think? How's this going?
I love having you guys together at the desk. It's lovely.
Okay, great.
And you're so great together.
All right. Funny. Well, thanks for supporting us. And send me emails at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Could always use some good emails now that I'm at inbox 0.
Fill it up.
Fill it up.
Got a flight back that
baby.
Needs to zero.
Wow.
I got $20 burning a hole in my pocket, and I'd love to give it to the fine people at Delta.
So that's how much it is?
Well, it's $20 for the full flight. Wheels up, wheels down.
Okay.
But then I saw that you could just get 1 hour for $6, so I did $2 hours, so it was really only $12.
But don't you get that with your gold?
No, you can get like free texting, but you don't get email. They hold the email for you, and then streaming, that's a different tier. But why would you need to stream? You got 65 on the tube. Obviously subscribe on YouTube so you could see the camera cutting wildly.
Wow.
Just do some crazy cuts now, Rachel.
There you go.
Whoa,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, you're gonna want to go to YouTube for that. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. I think it's at 365 reviews last time I checked.
Okay.
Let's get it up. Not like written reviews, just like clicking in the 5 stars.
Yeah,
it's not hard to click into the 5 stars, people.
That's all we're asking for.
Just do it. All right, one story that I wanted to discuss with you. Okay, this one I did send to you.
Okay. I did see them.
You're not nodding in recognition.
Well, you sent... Let me just send me again. You sent me a pantsing one. Is this what we're
Yeah, okay. So the headline of the article is Utah legislature may criminalize pantsing. What's your gut reaction to this?
I'm anti.
Yeah. You're anti getting the law involved in a childhood prank?
I feel like it shouldn't go that far. I mean, it is Utah, though.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. Well, if anything, should be... It's better to get pantsed in Utah because you're wearing that Mormon underwear, right? Which is very...
What is the story with the Mormon underwear?
I don't know.
I've heard people say like magic underwear as like, I guess an insult or something, but I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I actually don't know what it is, and I've never seen it, but I assume in my mind it's like long underwear. You know what I mean? Like
culottes.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's hard to get off.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you get pants, it's just like, oh, more pants.
Right. So you're saying it's like you pull off the Russian doll.
Right.
Boom, Russian doll.
Exactly. In your face.
Yeah. I got suspenders. I got a belt. I'm wearing long johns underneath that.
Yeah.
I've got a chastity belt on.
Yeah.
You're not pantsing me.
Exactly. So
you're saying this is the state where they need it the least.
They need it the least. I didn't dig into the article. I assume
Why would you?
You know why? Because this is the third show I'm doing today, and I had a lot of things to do.
Yeah, but it's the best one.
It is the best one by far. Was there an incident that sparked the need to go to the state level?
Okay, well, so I pulled one quote from it. So there's like, I guess the legislature's meeting. They're discussing like, hey, what's going to be on the docket? What are we going to vote on? And in my head, as I was reading the article, I was like, I wonder if it's... Because clearly there should be a distinction between you pants someone and everyone sees their undies versus you pants someone and everyone sees their dinkus.
Yes.
So it said, ultimately the committee voted to put it under the indecent exposure statute and make pantsing where someone's undergarments are left exposed a Class B misdemeanor. Okay. If someone's genitals or buttocks are exposed, it would elevate to a Class A misdemeanor.
Who's getting charged, though? The pantser?
Yeah, of course. They're not blaming the victim here.
Well, I don't know. The way it's worded, the way you just said it.
Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting.
Maybe you're punished for not wearing the Mormon underwear, right? It's like it's on you.
Yeah, you should have buttoned this up so that no one could have pantsed
Exactly
you.
Right. Exactly right.
I do think they're charging the person that is doing the pantsing, not the pantsy. But I don't know why. Like, why isn't this just already like? Clearly, it is a childhood prank. But let's say you walked up to a grown man, pantsed him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that is a crime? I mean, it's assault. You can't touch it. You can't really even touch anyone. That's assault.
I would think, yeah.
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 So I don't know why they need to make a specific rule for it. Like a yo mama joke, that's a Class A misdemeanor. A noogie.
Okay, but a yo mama joke is protected under the First Amendment, I would think.
I didn't realize we had Clarence Darrow in the building.
What's the penalty?
It says, well, what did it say? Oh, both carry the potential for jail time, but most often a judge levies a fine. Prosecutors would still have discretion to bring charges in the first place should the police get involved. I mean, I think it would be insane. I mean, if you end up in prison, like, if everyone's around the cafeteria in prison, it's like, what are you in for?
I pantsed my boss.
I think, they'd probably think that was cool.
Yeah.
But also, you would not do well, because they would know that they could probably take advantage of you. You're not...
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, hold on. Who's the victim? Who's getting charged here again? Like, if you went to jail because you got pantsed...
Yeah.
For indecent exposure.
No, you did the pantsing.
I know, but I'm saying if it's the victim that gets charged.
Get out of your head. Why would they be charging the victim?
Because they're the one that's indecently exposing themselves.
Oh, okay, right. So obviously, if I took my own pants off, I would be charged, right?
Exactly right.
So let's say you're my enemy.
Uh-huh.
And I want you put away.
Right.
I pants you.
Yeah.
And then I go, officer.
That's it.
And now your pants are down, and you're like, no, he did it to me. And I'm like, show me the evidence.
Yeah, well,
are we going to dust your belt for fingerprints?
We got CCTV around here. Yeah, no, that's exactly right. That's what could happen.
It is. Okay, you're bringing up some good points. I was, I guess, just saying that, like, it's such a dumb crime to be put away for that it's like the sort of look around the table. If you don't see the sucker, you're the sucker. So I just feel like they would know this guy is not a tough guy.
Right.
You know, he's not in prison for punching someone or something like that.
Yeah. So, my brother was once out walking his dog. This is somewhat related.
Good dog or shitty dog?
It was a good dog.
Yeah,
good dog.
Nice. Nice. All dogs go to heaven. I just want to say that. Can I just say that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's...
All dogs go to heaven.
All dogs go to heaven.
Cross the rainbow bridge.
Yep.
Because they're all gay.
Well, most of the dogs that I've met are gay. Yes.
All dogs are gay, and they all go to heaven.
Yes.
Which is interesting. You know? Take a look at your own religion, okay?
Yeah.
If it's saying...
Thank you.
If it's saying that being gay is bad and won't get you into heaven.
Yeah.
Take another look.
Yeah, take a look.
Because all dogs are gay. Be it... what's like a syllogism or something? Like, A. Like premise A.
Yeah.
All dogs go to heaven.
Right.
Premise B. All dogs are gay.
Right.
Therefore... Well, I don't really know. Yeah, there's no conclusion.
Yeah, there's no conclusion, except that everyone's getting into heaven. So my brother's walking his dog. It's winter. It's in Toronto streets, and he passes by this house, and there's a bay window, like looking out onto the street.
Okay.
You know, pretty like packed housing. You know, Toronto, like it's densely populated.
Sure. Metropolis.
His dog, I think, maybe took a piss near the guy's lawn, and this is wintertime. There's a guy standing in the window, this bay window, just gives him the finger, like this, right? And so he's like, Ryan, my brother, is like, okay, that was weird, and he just carries on, and then he got the advice from a family member who said, well, you should call the cops and say that he exposed himself to you.
And?
He didn't.
Oh.
But it's like, that's dark. Like,
so let's run through it.
Yeah.
Officer, this is what happened. I was walking my dog. Yep. My dog peed not on his lawn, near his lawn, which, by the way, is not illegal.
Definitely not illegal.
And a man was watching my dog pee, and he was so incensed that in response he pulled down his pants and shooketh his genitalia.
Yeah.
He didn't have a hula hoop on, but picture that in motion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and the guy was wearing a house coat too. So it's not what happened, but it's also not far from the truth, and it's his word against. Like, just
if
for the
you're
pain
wearing
in the
a
ass
robe
fact.
and you're accused of flashing, that is the smoking gun.
Exactly right. Imagine the cops show up at this guy's house and he's just in a robe. Like, yes, can I help you, officer?
They're like, they don't say anything. They just cuff him right away. They're like, we've seen all we need to see, sir.
I love it. So, you know what? Don't give strangers the finger because, they could. Well, they have a name for this now. It's called swatting, right? When you call the cops on people, it's serious. It's very serious. But
do you have to talk to your kids? Is that something you have to talk to your kids about?
I have not talked to them about it yet. I suppose I should.
Talk to your kids about the dangers of swatting.
Swatting? I will just give them ideas. Oh, I know about 5 people I could swat.
Well, speaking of giving people the finger, I want to briefly talk about the guest we're going to be having on next week. The cart narc.
I can't wait.
Now, if you know who the cart narc is, when I just say those words, you are automatically excited. But if you don't, the cart narc is a guy who wears a GoPro on his chest, and he goes into parking lots, and he hangs back and observes the scene, and he finds someone that has not returned their cart to the return cart area.
Right.
They've just left it on the curb. They've left it in a handicap zone. They've left it in the aisle where you walk through the parking lot. And he will run over to the person and say, "Sir, you didn't return your cart. The cart's over there." And then people will almost always become incredibly incensed and give him the finger and start cussing him out.
Yeah.
And then he gets into confrontations with them. He keeps very calm. And He has to wear a bulletproof vest because someone once did pull a gun on him.
Yeah.
People ask him if he works for the store. Mm-hmm. He says, no, I'm just a volunteer.
Yeah.
And they get into these like minutes-long arguments. Sometimes they're chasing him through the parking lot. Sometimes he's chasing the car. Anyways, he's doing the Lord's work.
100%.
And we are going to have him on hopefully. Yeah. But I'm excited, and I know you're excited.
I'm so excited when you said, I have this guy named the Cartnark on. I'm like, oh my God. 100% in. I love that guy. I've been watching him for literally months. And it's genius what he does. Go check him out before the show drops on Monday, because if you're confrontation averse, you may not be into it, because his whole thing is getting into confrontations.
Yeah, I mean, he would say, I don't want to put words in the Cartnark's mouth, but he would say, I'm just trying to like do a service for the community.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing it out.
Right.
There's no need for confrontation.
Nope.
They start a confrontation, but really what should happen is I should say, oh, sorry, you didn't return your car, and the person say, oh, you got me.
Yeah.
And they should return it. There should be no confrontation.
Yeah, there shouldn't be. But how angry people get,
I know, it is really, really good. And I love it.
Me too. I fear for him sometimes.
I fear for him. Anyways, we'll get into all that with the Cartnark. I don't want to do an hour, a pre-narc hour, but that is on Monday. Obviously, go back and listen to the Fred Katz episode, which came out.
Yeah, I didn't say much on that one.
Yeah,
I had a list of things that I wanted to follow up.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. We got time.
Do we have time? I don't know.
Yeah, what do you mean? We're not paying for the studio. This is your house.
What was the main thing? The main thing was when you brought up, we were talking about lifts, lift shoes for short guys to wear.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah. They're not called lifts. What are they called?
Ubers.
What are they called? The
wedges?
Shoes?
I don't know. Oh, like the brand name?
Yeah, the brand name.
It was like Convori or something?
Okay. So just to give a man of a smaller stature a little bit more height.
Yes.
Right? And you brought up push-up bras.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that's a goddamn great point. But Fred didn't want to touch it. Respect.
Yeah.
He didn't want to touch it, but I'll touch it. I think it's a great point.
Okay.
Because a woman who wears a push-up bra.
Yes.
I mean, you may call it whatever, false advertising or whatever, but and as you said on the show, like who cares? Once the bra's off, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
But the push-up bra makes that woman feel good about herself.
Right. Okay.
And that's the same thing with these shoes, right?
Well, I'm excited because we have, for the first time ever, a real live woman in the room.
A girl?
For a female perspective, we now go to Rachel Doyle. Rachel, in the male community, just keep the camera on yourself. No, I wasn't being sarcastic that time.
It's hard to tell.
So in the male community, you would get massacred and made fun of if your friend group knew that you were wearing lifts in your shoes, right?
The ladies?
No. In the men. Like if I, as a man, wore shoes that made me 3 inches taller, people would make fun of me. And then I think women would also be like, dude, like, A, why are you so insecure? Well, we're so insecure because of you, women.
Yeah.
No offense.
Harsh.
But does the same thing exist with women and the push-up bra? Like, would you talk behind someone's back? Like, if someone's like, oh, she's looking great today, and then you're like, yeah, well, she wears a push-up bra, right?
No, because I think everybody does it.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was Rachel Doyle.
Scintillating.
So you have you ever been in the position where you're wearing one and you know that you're going to eventually end up back at home and take it off, and you has the thought ever crossed your mind like, shit, now he's going to see that it's not delivering on the promise that I've made?
Well, I've been with this guy for, what are we going on? 20.
Since you had friends.
Since they were up a lot higher. Uh-huh. So, yeah, I never had a problem with them being too low at the time.
No.
So.
Okay, but I'm talking about not
just like imagine.
I'm not talking about like level that they are. I'm talking about someone that would maybe try to make their bosom look bigger. not just more
right.
upright.
Yeah, more there. I don't think that's a thing in the female community, as far as I know.
I mean, do straight guys
put the camera on yourself?
Oh, whoops. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're measuring once it's off. You're a little distracted with other things. Like, it's only going to be off a cup or two. It's not going to be like 6 cups difference that they would even notice, right?
I don't know. Okay, well, something just popped into my head, Rachel. No, keep the camera on you.
Jeez.
No, I actually was being sarcastic that time. What if I put a sock in my underwear on a first date?
Now we're okay. This is good. This is good.
All right, okay.
And I wear my best Lululemons, so you could see the sock. I mean, how is that different than a push-up bra?
Well, a boob is not going in my vagina.
Well, I've seen videos.
Yeah, I mean, it's really about performance, I think.
Yeah.
But
you would be almost
you would
relieved.
tell everyone you knew that, like, so you're not gonna believe this. I go on this date with a guy. He's packing heat. He's got a nice size hog. This is the way you talk. Again, this is you talking.
Exactly.
And then we get home, and I realize
it was a sock. It was a tube sock the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I have the smallest vagina in the world, so I don't want a horse cock. Sorry.
How do you know? Have you done studies? Funny, yeah. See, for the male version of the vagina, you want it as big as possible. Well, not as big as possible. You want it big.
The vagina?
Women? No, penis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, women. You want it small. It's almost like men are from Mars. And women are from Venus.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so
right?
crazy. I'm so glad that we could have you on for a female perspective.
Yeah, it's great.
You're gonna have to start producing all of our shows, Rachel, because there are times when it's like, I don't think we as two men should be talking about it. But having a one token woman on allows us to surreptitiously have the conversation we wanted to have,
right,
while still giving a nod to the other half of the world's population.
That's right.
A vaginal perspective.
A vaginal. This has been a vaginal perspective.
That's the name of the segment. I love it.
All right. Well, did you have anything else to follow up on from the Fred Cans conversation?
That was the big one. That was the big one. Okay. A great episode. Highly recommend people go back and check it out. I don't know why the camera's not on me.
Oh.
I felt like, honestly, with the Fred Katz episode, I felt like I was talking to him almost as if it was like a no dunks guy that comes on the show.
Yeah.
I felt like we were friends and busting each other's balls.
Yeah.
Now, I've spoken to Fred Katz. I've met him maybe once.
Yeah.
I've spoken to him for maybe 2 minutes total in my life.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it says something about him that we were able to get into just a little friendship role there.
Totally. Yeah. It was great.
All right, so
it
go back
sounded like you've known him for years.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I didn't clearly because I thought he was 5'7".
I don't know where you guys got that. The other guys thought that too. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so go back and listen to Fred Katz.
Yes.
Cartnark, he's coming up on Monday.
Can't wait.
Email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. This was JD and Matt and Rachel reaching out from the great beyond. We'll see you next week.